Hello, my name's Jeff. Today we're taking the van to work, and I'm gonna try to answer the question, should you get a master's degree in engineering? If you've been following along, I've been trying to answer engineering questions and try to share with you my experience as a young RF engineer with a master's degree in electrical engineering. I wanna start right off by saying, if your sole reason is the money, you probably shouldn't get a master's degree. Any degree will take time and money, and that is time that you're not working at your first job. In this video, I hope to answer the question, who is a master's for? If going to classes and learning about new things excites you, and you're very driven to work hard and to invest in yourself for the long term, then I think a master's can be a really great option. For instance, I took classes such as synthetic aperture radar, advanced embedded systems, and software-defined radio because those were within the world of radio frequency engineering, and they also sounded really cool. If you're someone that struggles with grades, I want you to consider a master's degree carefully. A lot of programs have a GPA requirement to even apply. For example, at Cal Poly, I got a C in a circuits course and I had to appeal that grade in order to be considered for the master's program. Not only that, but within our credits, we had to maintain an average 3.0 GPA. So if grades are something that you struggle with, it does not make the master's degree impossible, but it certainly will make it challenging. Next, we should talk about blended programs. I was fortunate enough at Cal Poly to take advantage of their 4+1 master's program. Not every school offers this track to get your undergraduate and master's degree in 5 years. In this calculation of time and money, being able to complete your master's in 1 year can be a game changer. However, the 4+1 nomenclature can be misleading because it is up to you to finish your master's in a year. Most of my classmates were not able to complete their master's in 1 year. I was only able to complete my entire coursework in 5 years by starting my master's early. I began thesis research during the summer after my senior year. At most schools, there will be an option. Either you can develop a thesis and further the bounds of science and defend your results to a panel of doctorate engineers, or you can take a test. It is a pretty hard test, but you can tell which of those options I prefer. I think that a thesis is the best part of the master's program. Not only did my thesis prove to me that I can do anything, it also prepared me for things I would be doing on a day-to-day basis. My communication style and documentation approach proved to my colleagues and my higher-ups that I can present anything to anyone. The bottom line, if you love learning, if you have the time and money to spare to invest in yourself, then a master's might be a great option for you. In contrast, however, if you're solely interested in a higher salary and maybe you're not as excited about school, I would suggest you try working at a startup. Startups can be very high-paced, intense environments. Some people will say in a year at a startup, you will learn more than your entire college career. Not only that, but you'll start making money, acquiring skills that they don't teach you at school. There is a real opportunity cost to getting a master's. You could be spending that time working, investing your money, and developing your career. Another reason to get a master's might be because of the job market. At the time, I had lots of friends that were getting jobs left and right, but nowadays, getting a job is really difficult. And if it's within your ability to take a year to let the job market heat up again, that might be a good option. Well, thank you for watching. If you could please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more engineering commentary, I would really appreciate that. I think next we're gonna talk about technical interviews because those can be pretty scary. If you missed last week's upload, go ahead and give it a watch. I talk about why RF engineers are basically wizards. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to get to my job as a radio frequency engineer. I'll catch you guys in the next one.